I'm Art Klein, CEO of Art Klein Construction. 1972 was our date of inception of our present company, which is the 25th of August. This year will be 50 years. So once we got going, we were doing both custom residential and commercial work. I never did do project or production line homes. It was too hard to compete and still do a good job. So we found this to be a very successful track to follow, and it worked very well. Presently, we have about 115 people working directly for us. We do a lot of commercial work. We do a lot of residential. I built some large residences up in the Broadmoor Resort community, the top end ones up there, as a matter of fact. I built 18 or 19 churches. We have built shopping centers. I've built the parking garage on the corner of Nevada and Colorado for the city of Colorado Springs. We did numerous projects at the Colorado Springs Airport. I built the Garden of the Gods Club. I've built the Garden of the Gods Visitor Center. We built the Fountain Fort Carson Middle School. It's the largest one in Colorado. We did a high school for them and several remodels in District 8. And now we're building a new arena for the Fountain Fort Carson School District. So we have several divisions to Art Klein Construction. And I carry licenses, and I'm guessing now it's in my resume, probably in 15 jurisdictions in Colorado. And anywhere from Vail, Aspen, Denver, Boulder, wherever. And this particular house was one of the first houses, or large house that we did that was custom. And we were very honored when Dr. Peterson came to us and asked us about building this house. We looked at his lot. He had a lot of things that he wanted to address. And Dave Henschel, who is my lead residential designer, and I worked very close together. So we got with the Petersons and we figured all the things they wanted. We start out walking the site and getting an idea how we're going to set this house on the site. We get a soils test. We do a structural design for the concrete foundation. And we get a structural design for the wood framing of the house, which is more than a lot of custom homes have. And so with that, we felt honored, and we just went to work on this, and it took a while to get it designed, but as we went, it come together. Dr. Rich was very quality conscious. And as you can see, if you go through this house, we got all wood windows. We have insulation between the floors. We have all of the concrete floors are reinforced with welded wire fabric. We have the foundation designed to set on the portions of it anyway, to set on the sandstone soil that we have, so we don't have a lot of movement in the house. We did all our own concrete foundation on this house. We did all of our own framing with our people. We did almost all of the work, including hanging the drywall in this house ourselves. We insulated between the upper floor and the lower floor to mitigate sound attenuation. And we used custom trim work around all the windows and the doors, and the cabinetry we built in our own mill shop. We had people that did cabinets and bookcases and things of that nature. So we have a lot of quality in here. When it come time to, the drywall was done, the insulation was done. We did all the trim work in this house ourselves. I specifically did a lot of it because I was working as a superintendent. I'll classify that working superintendent rather than, just standing around and supervising things. And the good thing about getting a residential custom builder and a commercial builder, you get a lot of quality into a custom home that goes into commercial that you wouldn't see a regular builder having that experience. You will see that the effort we put into the plans in this house, the detail we have in it is probably 3 times as much that goes into the average custom home. A lot of custom homes are built and the plans are called builder's plans, so they don't have the detail. If you go through this, we've got detail on everything. We have detail on the fireplaces, we have detail on the foundations. We have details like out in the entry where the beams come together with the metal plates. You don't see that normally, and you won't normally see that in a custom house. Today, you will see things that are put up there and bolted in, but they're just cosmetic, they're not structural. These floors in this house, and I walked through it a little earlier today, and I even mentioned, you don't feel any vibration. You don't feel a glass rattling in the cabinet. They're solid. That makes me very proud. I got a German background, so I'm kind of a fussy person, and which I think is good. The quality of the construction that went into this house is very evident to me today. 40 years after we walked away, and I came back 6, 7 months ago and walked through the house, it looked like it was brand new. We didn't see a lot of movement. It was actually taken care of very, very well by the people that lived here, but it held up better than most custom homes that you will see. If you look at this house and then you go to another one, even though you're not a builder, I think you will pick up on a lot of stuff that's in this house that you wouldn't see in another house. If you got a house that stood 40 years and withstood the test of time that this house has stood, it's not going to go anywhere in the next 40 years. So the updates that were done on the house very much were done like we originally built the house. As a matter of fact, the first addition to the house, we did the design for it, so we know what materials were used, and if you go look at it, you can see. It actually looks like it was handled very carefully when the additions were done. And the cosmetic improvements on the house were nice. It's got anodized bronze, hardware, windows operate, doors swing, French doors that are real French doors, not something that's got a lattice in it. It's done very nicely, and I think the whole thing comes together as a package. If we walked you through the house, I'm not sure you would know what's new and what was added on, so you know it was done right. If we were to build this house today with the same specifications and type of construction that we originally built it, the cost would be ballpark close to $295 to $335 a square foot to get the same type of finished product. Materials have gone up, labor has gone up, and then of course on top of that, you have to add the value of the land. Land is, as you know, this has 2.5 acres, I believe, and you got elbow room. And there's not much you can buy this close into town with that kind of elbow room and that kind of land, 2.5 acres with a house like this. Well, let me just say this. I think after walking it through 6, 8 months ago, after building it, and then walking through it briefly today, I believe for a house of this magnitude and quality, you will look a long time to find a house that offers as nice of master bedroom area, closet, bathroom, kitchen. You're just not going to see that in a house of this price range today. You're looking at a new 40-year-old house. It shows like it's brand new. This is really kind of, to me, and I'm partial to it because I built it, is somewhat of a sleeping gem.